It's about passion.
Which one to choose?
Wow, let me tell you.
Oh, this I know won't go to prime time.
Oh, great, great.
Students is what I love my work.
I mean, I love a lot of things about my job, and I'm not just saying that because, you know, my boss might see this video. I actually do really think that I get to do a lot of cool stuff. I have the chance to do things that I've never done before, which can be really terrifying but really exciting as well.
I get to do what I love and what I've trained to do.
Getting to know each student and seeing how different they are from one another, and that somehow when I go to work every day I'm having an impact on them.
Day of an event, and as an event is wrapping up, you know, seeing the people that you're working with being excited by what they've been able to accomplish, seeing the people who've participated, seeing what they've taken away from that experience and how that has impacted and shaped their university experience. I think for me those have always been the real highlights.
So watching that process of unlearning unfold is really what drives me.
It's because I want to do more and I want to keep bettering the student experience.
So sometimes I don't even know that I'm maxed out until I'm maxed out.
Oh my god, like, how am I going to deal with this today?
If you've ever watched the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, that's kind of what burnout feels like for me, that you feel like I've just dealt with that.
I woke up the next day and I was like, I'm so tired.
I start noticing things like I don't want to actually come into work in the morning. Like it might take me a little bit, I might hit the snooze button a couple more times. And just a simple hello might make me really grumpy from somebody before I've had my caffeine.
Burnout, I think, at work means you're not excited about coming to work. You don't want to come to work sometimes. And previously, the things that you were really excited about and that you wanted to do really well at and really strive to be excellent or the best, you kind of sit there and think, well, that was good enough. And you might just do a good enough job, but not really want to do an excellent job.
It's you feel it when you're sitting at your desk, or you're in a meeting, or you're working with a student, or you're working with another colleague on something. You can feel when you're not bringing your full self to that process.
But I do love my own job, so it's hard.
Definitely in the beginning it was harder.
When I started, I wasn't familiar with student affairs at all.
There was always that feeling of I just want to be able to prove myself because it's so hard to get a job in student affairs, and I've been given this really amazing opportunity and it could lead to so many other things.
So when I had staff reporting to me, I would often, we would look at some of the challenges that were really, I could see, maybe giving them feelings of burnout and so on, and trying to back up a bit and go, well, what were our main reasons for wanting to take on this huge project or huge initiatives? Have we hit the big high points? So really letting go of perfectionism for me was key, and I think it was key as well as something I promoted with my staff to really to understand the difference between quality work and perfectionist.
And sometimes I do need to have some quiet time, and I can't always be the exact role model that I want to be. But that's something that I'm working on.
I've also come to value my personal life a little bit more, and really finding my own interests and hobbies, and I think that's so important in terms of the quality of work that I actually bring to my actual job. If I do feel a little bit more rested and relaxed in other ways as well.
Because my role in some senses is quite singular. So how I look for support from my other colleagues really depends on what issues I might be struggling with.
And I think where I'm at now is learning that I can say no some of the time, although it's difficult, but you have to know your boundaries. It's pretty much the most important thing if you're going to make those decisions about saying yes or saying no.
Making sure that you take time for yourself during the day, and that I know for myself, when I kept those kind of hours, that I always, whether it was to go out at lunchtime for a run or plan a morning every couple of weeks where I had a quiet time that I'd go snowboarding, but plan something into your schedule so that you have some time to yourself.
Advice for new professionals would be,
don't be afraid to show your passion and your energy and enthusiasm.
You can have a plan, you can be organized, but recognizing that something that's beyond your control worrying about that is not going to be productive.
Really important to remember that we're all wired very differently. So what might be cause burnout for one person may not for another. And I can think early on in my career, I was often exposed to leaders who worked tirelessly. They would work till 8 or 9 at night. They would check their emails on the weekends. They would forget how much vacation they'd taken. And I'd come to a point, it does take a level of sort of confidence and security to say that's not me. That I'm just not capable of giving up quite that much of myself to my work. But I can still do quality work. I can still do great work.
It's really just making that commitment to saying, okay, well, we're going to do our work better, but that doesn't necessarily mean adding more. It actually means maybe doing less, but making it more effective, more impactful. And that's an easy thing to say, and it's a hard thing to do. And so it really requires having commitment from all levels of people at the institution to say, you know, what is the end goal? And let's work towards that, not how can we do as much work as possible.
Know that no matter what you do in this field, no matter what you do in your job and whatever job you have, there's always someone else who has either done it before or is currently doing it, whether it be at your institution or somewhere else, and ask for help. I don't think people know to do that enough, or maybe we don't say that it's okay to ask for help enough, but to make sure you're doing that, because the more you do it, the more you'll learn, and the more you'll probably do better at your job.